Good day, everybody. Here's an Alida Hernandez, Rebooted Mindset. Of course, the Spanglish Entertainment Production. And we are here today with a new guest, of course, Brent Franson from Death Clock. This is a kind of an interesting thing. We're going to dive into it with him about like an AI, an application that you can see like when your time is, like when's your last day on this earth, I think. It's kind of scary to think about it, but I think people would like to know how you are physically, health wise, right? And to live a better life. So I think that is the whole purpose of it, is to live a better life, a healthier life, which I talk about a lot. Staying healthy and enjoying that your time you're here, because why be in pain and agony, at the last days of your life? I don't want to be like that. I want to be still moving around and dancing and enjoying music and until I go. So let's bring in Brett and let's talk about this application and what he found in his research. Good day, Brett. How are you today?
I'm well. It's good to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in on the show and talk about this application, this death clock. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, the way to think about it is it's an AI private doctor. So as we look at life expectancy, basically with life expectancy, the factor that most determines how long you're going to live is how much money you have. And so there's a 15-year difference between the bottom 1% and the top 1%. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for this, but the number one reason is access to better healthcare. When you have a bunch of money, you can just get better healthcare. And so what we're trying to do is we've built an AI that can give you good preventative guidance on your health that's very personalized, but at a fraction of the cost. You don't need to pay a private doctor $10,000 a year to get it. But it's called Death Clock because the process starts by basically establishing a baseline, getting a sense of where you're at. And what that means is you answer 29 questions, and then the AI makes two predictions. It predicts the day that you're going to die based on your current health, and then it predicts the day you're going to die based on better health. So it gives you basically a current and a possible. And then our goal is to try to help you live longer, get to what's possible.
That's good. So now with the application and you do these question and tests, so then what do you do with like those results? Does it give you like certain results of like specific results, or how does that
so
work?
you answer the 29 questions and it predicts current death date and life expectancy, possible death date and life expectancy, the most likely ways you'll die, a biological age, and then it creates a longevity report. So this is a very extensive report that goes through, that makes recommendations around supplements, medications, screenings, a whole bunch of different things. And then included in every subscription is blood work. And so it's really important. Obviously the survey doesn't have blood work. And so you can go to your local LabCorp Quest and get blood work and see what's happening inside your body. And then all of the predictions they update based on that blood work.
Oh, okay. So this is something, if you have a doctor, you can do it in conjunction with your doctor, like, say I have all these things, let's check all this stuff out and, kind of work with your doctor also.
You can do it with your doctor, and you can upload the results from your doctor if you already have results, or you can do it through us without a doctor. You don't need a doctor to use Death Clock.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Perfect. That's good to know. That's good to know. At least you have a little option to check your health. I did a test the other day. It was like a machine you hold, and then it tells you like I put my real age, and then it determined my inside age, my physical age, I guess, from my health.
You did a DEXA scan or like a grip, a strength
It's like a
hold?
grip. It's one of those grip things. You stand on something and then you grip it. I don't know if those are accurate or not, but
well, it depends. You can do that for a DEXA scan. So a DEXA scan is going to look at muscle and fat composition in your body, but also grip strength is highly correlated with longevity. So as we age, and this is true throughout life, but strength training is really important. Maintaining muscle mass is really important. So grip strength, how strong when you really grip something, can be an indicator of how healthy you are and what you might need to work on.
So it's a lot of things we can look at. So things that we wouldn't even think about. So that's what the app is going to help us with. And so with that, so how did you start this research like this? You have a super ager research that you did. How did this come up?
Well, the reason I started this company is because I'm fed up with our healthcare system. Our healthcare system is a sick care system, so it's very good if you're sick, if you get hit by a car or diagnosed with cancer. The healthcare system is actually very good, but it's not good at preventing disease in the first place. And so that's why we have these epidemics and type 2 diabetes and
Mhm.
obesity and heart disease. I mean, you name it. We're all very sick from these very preventable diseases. And so
Right.
when it comes to preventing disease, we're on our own. Either we're going to do the things we need to do to prevent those diseases and we're going to live longer lives, we're going to live better lives, or we're not. And so the goal of what we're doing is to say, hey, in a post AI world, you can actually build a tool that allows you to put all your health data in one place and then train an AI on that data to give you a personalized plan. Okay, for you specifically, here's what you need to be doing. Here's where your risk areas are. Here's what you need to be thinking about. And then three, that tool can help you make those changes to live longer. And so that was really the motivation for starting Death Clock. And that's what, that's what
Right.
we're trying
Right.
to do.
That's very good because I agree with you. Our health system is ridiculous. I go to a functional doctor more than anything else if I need something. And I've beaten, the sickness. I used to take 2 insulins a day.
Mm.
Now I'm on no medication. So in 8 years, I've changed my life little by little. And this would be great. I wish I had that before. I would have been going on it, looking at it because I had to do it, kind of just figure it out as I go, what I needed to do, lose weight, the body fat, heart disease. It's all these things that you have to look for. And I don't like medication, first of all. And I tell many people out there, that's why I promote on this show is telling people there's other ways you can heal yourself because our medicine doesn't heal. It's a band-aid, right? It's just a band-aid. So your application with holistic medicine and alternative medicines will help people.
Yeah, I think, the congrats on your progress. And
Thank
that's
you.
such a classic story. You did it this really hard way. I think that, we want to make it easier for people to arrive at the answers that you arrived at. And so I think there's a place for medication. I think there are areas in which our healthcare system does heal, but I would agree with you that we want to limit the medication as much as we can. We don't want to take
Yeah,
anything that we don't need to take.
yeah.
And so, we've got to focus on our sleep, our diet, our
Mm,
exercise. The unfortunate reality is the basics really, really matter. I would add staying up to speed on cancer screenings to that. But our healthcare system is just not set up to help us make those kind of changes to be healthier. It's really amazing in a bunch of ways. Where I'm having another child, and I was at the OB this morning with my wife, and
yeah.
I'm really grateful to have our healthcare system for the birth of a child. It's really good at that. Actually,
Right,
it's
right,
reactive, it's responsive to
right.
that. But in terms of being proactive to be
Mm,
healthy, it's just not the way the dollars flow. The system's just not really set up for it. And so it's up
no.
to us to do the
Yeah.
right things.
Yeah, and just educate other people to learn that there's a different way because a lot of people are their mindset is closed and they stay on that track. Oh no, but the doctor told me to take this. I'm taking 20 different pills. Do you know what that's doing to your body? I tell people, why would you trust that you have all these pills in front of you and think that all of that is working all at the same time? It doesn't make any sense to me, and from my personal experience from taking those insulins because I was type 2 diabetes, right? um, it messed up my system really bad. My pancreas, I had pancreatitis, I had a lot of pains, swelling, and I realized it was all the stuff that the medicine they were giving me, I was reacting to all that. And now I don't have any pain in my pancreas, I don't have any swelling, I don't have any problems with my stomach. I mean, it's like, oh, so it's such a relief to get it all out of my system.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think it depends. I mean, if I were to defend the healthcare system, I would say, hey, it's a question of trade-offs. And so if we take something like type 2 diabetes, which tends to be highly correlated, not always, but with weight, so with
Mhm.
obesity. Um, and if we tell somebody who's obese, hey, you got to exercise more and you got to eat well and you got to do all the right things. Well, often that person knows that and they've had a really difficult time making those changes. And so, you have to think about the trade-offs. Something like a
Mhm.
GLP-1 agonist, so the Ozempics and the Wegovys of the
Oh,
world have been really amazing for people because they have succeeded where those people might have failed in a
right.
lot of other areas. And now there are side effects to those drugs, but there are a lot of negative side effects of being obese. And
Mm.
so it's a tricky
Oh, I see.
situation
It's like a
in terms
trade-off.
of what to do. Or statins are another class of drug that's actually been really incredible for people in terms of heart disease. So I think in a perfect world, we're making the changes to sleep, diet, exercise, so we don't need these drugs. But that can be really, really hard for people. And so there's some balance here that we got to figure out.
Yeah, yeah, because not everybody's cut out to do, a fasting or juicing for 10 days, or like the extreme stuff that I've done, that they've told me, if you do this, is going to help you, like a 3-day water fast, resets your
It's
body.
very hard. Yeah. I spent some time talking to somebody who researching how you treat cancer. And if you're going through a cancer treatment, it's actually really good to be in ketosis. And so, which is you're fasting a fair
Mm.
amount, and then you're not eating any carbs or sugar or anything. But he makes the point that, like, it's hard for a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to do that. It's not a very comfortable physiological state. And so,
Yeah, that's true. I'm so used to eating whatever we want, and that's the whole thing. But at least with this app, now this app is available on both Apple and Androids.
yeah, it's available on iOS and Android, and you can
Okay.
get your predictions for free. I mean, I think a big part of what we're trying to do is shake people and say, hey, you're going to die. And so it's just a
Yeah.
question of when. I wish I could sit here and tell you you're not going to die, but being aware of that can help you, just get more out of each day, really savor the time that we do have. Life is really beautiful, and then B, motivate you to make the changes to live longer and get more days.
Yes, yes, anything, because that's one thing they tell you when you go for your diagnosis. When I was diagnosed, like when I was about 40, they said, "Oh, you're diabetic, type 2 diabetes. This shortens your life by 5 to 10 years." You're like, "Well, thank you." You're not ready for that information, and they tell you that. Like, what do you mean my life is shortened? So, but you still don't get it. Like, it took me a long time, and I had a stroke. That's what gave in. I had a stroke almost 9 years ago. So that changed my level of thinking now, going, wow, they were really right. If I don't do something, and my weight was I was very heavy, poor, high fat in my body, no exercise, all the stuff bad, right? And my body just gave me that warning. And I'm thankful that it was a warning and it wasn't like, then I'm, incapacitated. But
Yeah, those wake up calls can be very powerful. We're trying to give somebody a wake up call that maybe has the same effect of the stroke without the stroke.
thank you.
Um,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly. I needed your app 9 years ago.
yeah.
I would have been like, oh, I'm close. Let me stop.
Or I
So
think for a lot of people, doing the math. So once we tell you, okay, you're going to die on, August 7th of 2061, you start to do the math, if you have kids or you've got, I don't know, nieces or nephews or whatever, and you start to do the math on, oh, how old are people in my life who are younger than me going to be when I pass? And you're like, oh, I'm going to miss the wedding or I'm going to
wow.
miss grandkids. And so that can be very motivating as well. I'm about to have my fourth and I'm 43. And so the math's not great. I'm like, oh, I gotta really make sure that I extend my life. So this child that's going to be born in the next month, I can really be there to support and to support them and to witness their life. And, the years add up.
Yeah, they do. I'm blessed too. My mother's still around. My mother's 87. She'll be 88 in February.
Good genes.
And yeah, I hope so. I said, I hope I can live as long as you and keep dancing salsa that she does. She dances when I take her out, and she walks every day, and people don't believe her and everything, that her age and everything. So, um, So far, I'm still looking pretty young at 60, so I'm pretty good.
You look great. You've got good genes. You're making all the right decisions. I don't know, you're doing an awesome job, it sounds like to me.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do and try to teach other people out there. So you will be my 100th, my 110 episode on the podcast.
Oh,
So I
congrats. That's a big
thank you.
milestone.
Yeah, so I've been really pushing different things, different alternative things, just people to wake up. Just wake up, people. I see people in the street and I feel bad for them, Like when you see people that are overweight and you can see that it's not just, there's a problem there. Anybody that's over 150 pounds overweight, there's a problem. And it could be mental, it could be emotional. You know how it is. Food is an addicting thing. So you wish you can give that. So I hope that people will find this app and say, hey, this is a good indicator. Personally, I can look at it myself and see what I need to do to fix. Because I don't know about you, but a wake up call, if I do the app and it tells me, I got 5 years left, I'm going to be like, what? What do I got to do? Hurry up.
Yeah, and I mean, I think in a post AI era, whether you use something called Death Clock, and what you work in on Death Clock is called the Life Lab. Well, that's what we call the area inside the app, because the name is so outrageous.
Mhm.
But is in a post AI era, it's actually incredible what we can do, and you can do this on Death Clock, or you can do it on your own, which is make sure you have all your health data together, all your blood work, anything you're getting from your doctor. That should basically sit in a folder on your computer. You should have all of that.
Okay.
And then you want to use AI. You want to give that as context to the AI for an AI to make recommendations. So you can upload this all to ChatGPT and do it that way, or you can use something that's purpose built for this, like Death Clock. But you can learn a lot about yourself with these
Wow.
tools as long as you have that raw data. You've got the
Okay.
blood work, you've
Right.
got the documentation from the screenings you've had, you're sharing what medications you're taking. Can be really, really powerful in helping us understand ourselves. When we understand ourselves, then it's easier to go out and make those changes, and we're more
Yeah.
motivated, we're more informed.
Exactly, exactly. And I tell people to leverage AI. A lot of people are scared of AI. And
No.
I tell people AI is like this huge database. And then when you start using it, it starts learning about you. And it starts learning the way you write, the way things you say, and it just starts learning about you and it helps you on certain things you want to do on the internet. I use it a lot for research and do different things, for the program all the time.
Oh yeah. I mean, and basically, I mean, the way that we think about Death Clock, and this is the case for me, it's not actually a doctor, but we think about it as having a private doctor just in your pocket that's just exclusively thinking about you and available
Mhm.
24 hours a day to help you. And then obviously you can just go get the blood work you need very easily. And then the Death Clock and the Life Lab have the context of that blood work, because biomarkers are so important.
Yeah.
Understanding what's happening with your metabolic health and your heart health. And so, yeah, we are in the age of abundance, and that hurts us in a lot of ways. That's why we have these problems with obesity, is because it's so
Yeah.
easy to get access to all these things like sugar that our bodies are
Yeah.
just not used to. But also, we've all got access to this incredible technology that can help us at a very, affordable, at a very low price.
Yeah, yeah, and just getting people of all ages to try it, because I know the older we get, the harder it is to people to change. And I was fortunate; I worked in technology all my life, so I'm always on top of things, more than other people my age. So, but I tell people, everybody has a cell phone now, so there's no excuse really.
Oh, I agree 100%.
And congratulations on your fourth child.
Yeah, yeah. We're hoping for healthy, happy. We think it'll be, but yeah, I'm bucking the trend. I feel like four is the new seven.
Oh my God, I got two. That's it. I'm done. A long time ago.
Yeah.
And they haven't given me grandkids yet. So, and
Oh,
that's
you know.
only one said yes. The other one's like, So I don't know.
I think we've done a disservice to our kids. I think a lot of people have kind of bought this lie that, having kids is really hard, and it's the best thing in life. I think everybody should
I
have
mean,
kids.
children are beautiful. I don't say it's easy. I think it's an adjustment. I think it's more of an adjustment in your life because you have to prioritize your children versus you. So that's what you have to get used to. Like, I just can't get up and go out. No, I have a child. I have to do things, like, so I think it's that adjustment in life that people don't get understand.
Yeah, it's hard, but everything worth doing is hard. And it's way more positive than negative. Life's not all about the depth, the beautiful riches of life are not going to be found in, hey, I just want to be able to get up whenever I want and go do something. They're found in relationships. They're found in, loving and nurturing and
Right.
watching somebody go from their first day out of the womb, kind of open up to the world, learn to speak, learn to walk, learn to
Yeah,
talk. It's an incredible experience.
it is.
And it's really the purpose of life. And so I'm an unapologetic proponent of having kids is amazing. It's the great gift of life.
Yeah, I mean, as a mother, it's the most incredible feeling in the world to have. It's something about having a human being growing in your belly. Like, what? There's a person in there. Like, you're responsible of nurturing this life, and then when it comes out, you're like, what? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's no words for it. It's just something that's just so magical, right? When you see your baby for the first time, you're like, this is incredible. Life has come into the world. And yeah, again, seeing them walk their first step and take their first word or say their first word and things like that are just incredible.
It's a wonderful experience, and just hats off to you. I think there's no more powerful force in the universe than the mother. The mother is what makes it all go round. If you look at any single person you see walking down the street, came from a mom.
Yep. Yep. And like I said, I have my mom here, so it's kind of nice. And I had the opportunity to have my grandmother around till she was about 90. So we had the four generations, right? My grandmother, my mother, me, and my kids.
That's a
So I have a,
wonder. That's
I
a
have a
blessing.
picture. Yeah, I have a picture of all the generations together before she had passed because they were little kids. So it's really special. And my mother suffers a little with the memory issue. She got diagnosed with Alzheimer's, but I find that she got diagnosed 5 years ago, and she's not that bad. She has a little thing, short term. The short term, she'll forget it. Did I have lunch? Did I go outside? Kind of thing. But she's doing really good. I cook every day for her. I take care of her as much as I can. We all live together. So since 2020, we all ended up getting together because it was such a mayhem. They were getting older. They can't drive. They couldn't go to the store. And couldn't be outside back and forth. So we're like, forget it. We're all getting together.
Well,
So,
that's the multi-generational household's a beautiful thing.
yeah, it is. And it just makes sense. I mean, some people say, oh, I put them in nursing home and assisted living. And I know there's some people that have to do that. I'm trying to not do that. My grandmother died at home at 90, and we just take care of our own. I guess that's my family, how we are Spanish, being from Puerto Rico.
Your good
That's
daughter,
how
it's
we're
your
raised.
mother. It's your mom.
My mom, you can't. She's
Your
by herself.
mother.
I'm the only
She's the
daughter.
reason you exist.
Yep, exactly. I wouldn't be here without her, and in more ways than one, because she's helped me all my life. So I tell people, at her end days, I have to be here. There's no way. There's like not even a question. And my aunt, her sister, has no children. Her husband passed, so I have her too. So the sisters are together. So it's a sweet thing to see the two of them together still at this age. My
That's
aunt's
wonderful.
85 and she's 87, so it's a 2 year.
It's
So it's not
beautiful.
easy all the time, but with the memory things, and they revert to children. They revert to children, so they act like little bratty kids sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh great, now I'm going back. Now what do I do? When you can't scold them, they're like, don't talk to me like that, because they're your mother and your aunt. So you have to like change your ways, to talk to them.
Yeah. Life's full circle in that way.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Isn't it really sad because you get to the point at the end you're in diapers, right? You start with diapers, at the end you're back in diapers.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I think death is life's last great adventure. And we all we all are going to go through it, and so many people have already gone through it. And that's why it's so important to remember, hey, this ride doesn't last forever. How can you wake up and really, you get each day, each moment, each hour once. And so savor it. It's a really incredible, incredible life. And then, how can you make the right decisions that allow you to get a little bit more of it?
Yep, exactly. And I say that because if I didn't change my life, I don't know if I would have still been here, honestly, because my fat content was so high. I'm down 75 pounds.
Wow.
Um, my body fat, I've lost like 25% body fat. You know what I mean? I mean, it was really high. I had my stomach. I looked like I was 10 months pregnant. That's how big my stomach was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I used to put my hand up here. Like I used to lean on my stomach because it was in the way. And I didn't realize I got to that point. Like you see yourself in the mirror, and I think sometimes you fake. Oh, I'm not that fat. Like your brain tells you like I'm not that fat, but you are. And it's not about being just fat; it's being unhealthy. That's the problem.
Yeah, and I think the key is that change is possible. You're a great example of that. We can change, and it's hard, and it takes a long time, and it's a journey of trial and error, but change is possible. Just try to make a little bit of change each day and you'll get there.
Exactly. Little baby steps. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
So everybody, you can go to deathclock.co. And then right there you can download the application. I was trying to do that, but when I clicked on online, the Google Play went to Apple. So I was like, what's going on? So I'll do it from my phone and see what's happening. So I wanted to try it before I got on, but I didn't get the chance to do it.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I will. Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And again, blessing to all your family and all your children.
Thank you so much. You too.
All right. Bye-bye. So, hey guys, so another great interview. Oh, I lost myself. Where'd I go? I lost myself again. Anyway, another great interview. Another avenue that you can use besides all the other things I've told you in all these 110 episodes of the podcast of just getting healthier and living a better life. Because you want to be live happier with no pain and no suffering. You want to go outside and go, I feel great, And there are days that are better than others, but today I feel really good. So I hope you do too. So check out deathclock.co. Go online, go to your Apple store or the Google Play, and download the app and check it out yourself and see what numbers you got. Have a great one. Bye.